Phoenix homeowners better wake up. They're about to lose more of their rights. Phoenix is under attack by Airbnb and other companies, including the National Association of Builders.
Allow in-law suites in backyards. Sarah Robinson explains why some believe this will make affordable housing harder to find. Sarah?
Yeah, it might not be what you initially expect. The proposal is meant for families to make some extra cash by renting a small unit on their property to an in-law, a grown child, or even a stranger. But those opposed say that sounds great, but they're concerned these units will be taken over by Airbnbs.
We are going through a significant housing shortage right now, and ADUs are a low-hanging fruit solution to this issue.
Accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, are secondary housing units on a single-family lot. You might know them as casitas, granny flats, or guest houses, and they could be coming to Phoenix.
So this idea has been in the works for several years now.
Phoenix Vice Mayor Yasmin Ansari says the goal is to provide renters access to affordable housing within city limits.
If the text amendment passes as is at the Phoenix City Council this fall, it means that anyone who owns a single family home anywhere in the city of Phoenix can build an accessory dwelling unit in their backyards.
Right now, city laws allow storage units, but not all areas allow running water. This ordinance would change that, making the spaces livable.
This ordinance within the city of Phoenix is a perfect example of why the state needs to return local control of short-term rentals to cities and towns in Arizona.
Kate Bauer with the Arizona Neighborhood Alliance says she's scared this could create more harm than good.
That's why they're so concerned about these turning into short-term rentals, and that it won't help the housing problem at all.
Bauer says what has really contributed to the lack of affordable housing in Phoenix are short-term rentals like Airbnbs and Verbos.
I do believe that the ADUs could be very helpful. I absolutely do. It's just that the cities don't have the ability to put any sort of cap or cap on short-term rentals.
According to state law, cities cannot prohibit or ban short-term rentals. Bauer is fearful some will take advantage of the ordinance to make a profit.
The city is doing everything it can to make sure that is the case through the permitting process.
There are some requirements to do this. The city says you will need a special permit to build or rent an ADU, and they can only be on single-family lots. The owner also has to live in the main house full-time.
Just a quick note to let everyone know, we just released a couple books on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and purchase them. But if you want a free one, you can go to our website, which is www.soldbysmitty.com. Go to the More tab, Home Buyer and Seller Books, and that'll take you here. And you can just register for a free download for the books.
They have built a tiny house in their backyard and were renting it out on sites like Airbnb and VRBO.
Believe me, I'm for these if they're just going to be a guest house for a family member. But to allow a rental in a person's backyard in a residential neighborhood where people are paying top dollar to live in that home and enjoy peace and quiet. They don't want to live next to an Airbnb, and they don't want to live next to a rental. In Seattle right now, they're allowing 2 units to be built in the backyard, and they let them go as high as 24 feet. Once we open Pandora's box on this, it's only going to get worse. The next thing that's going to happen is they're going to allow them to build them bigger and 2 stories. And in most of the homes in Phoenix downtown, the original homes were single level homes. Nobody wants a 2-story, especially a rental unit built in the backyard looking down on their backyard. It's only going to get worse over time. And City of Phoenix is following some of the crazy politics that's happening in California and Washington. If it's happening over there, 2 to 3 years, 4 years after, it's going to be happening in Phoenix. Airbnbs have taken over Scottsdale and many parts of Phoenix and caused this unaffordability factor, along with all the institutional investors buying up all the properties that are in the lower income range and turning them into rentals. Listen to this realtor down in Tucson as he explains how excited he is.
Hello, Hello, Tyler Ford, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty, and I'm really excited about what the city of Tucson just approved in terms of their ADU accessory dwelling unit. And they can and can't do per their property. So it's pretty exciting. I've got quite a few rental properties, some that are R1 that I couldn't do this, and now with this new approval of the ADUs, I can go and build a second unit on my rental properties. And I'm pretty excited about it. And then also, there's a lot of people out there that are looking for whether it's an Airbnb or.
So the bottom line is everybody needs to keep an eye on what they're doing right now. We don't need a whole lot more Airbnbs. And even if they say that this new ordinance requires people to live in the home as their primary residence to get the permit, there's going to be a lot of investors that are going to have that be the case. And then they're going to move out because many of our investors are from out of state. So they're going to act like they're living in the property. They're going to move out and they're going to have a single family home rental in the front and they're going to have another rental in the back. Again, all these new politicians are bringing in, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, they're bringing in some crazy ideas to try to de-zone Arizona and make it so that they can build bigger and more on every single lot and build a lot more density. And basically that just means profits for them. And all of these new things are brought in under the affordability category. There's other things that the cities can do to help people with low income housing, and they just need to work on that and stop taking away the rights of homeowners who are now spending a lot of money to own a single family home.